Hey guys, it's Jay, and welcome to our Carnival Legend ship tour. We sailed the Legend for 8 days to Alaska in May 2019. We'll start our tour off as usual here in the lobby on the middle of Deck 2. And this does have one of those nice old school lobbies that we love to see with the glass elevators, and you can look straight up to the top of the atrium and actually out the top of the funnel on this ship. They have the glass funnel at the top, but we'll see some of that later. The lobby, of course, was your hub for lots of activities and live music and such. And you will also find guest services, which we did not film, and the Shore Excursions desk. Moving forward, just off the lobby actually, is Bonsai Sushi, which is a nice pay option. Delicious. Moving forward a little more on Deck 2, we find the Club Merlin Casino. And of course you've got all sorts of slot machines and video poker, table games, blackjack and craps, crane games. There's the little desk where you cash out and get all that money. And they do have some of these games that stay open while you're in port, but normally no gambling in port. There's the Legends Cafe area here also on Deck 2, where you have lots of trivia games and all that. You can see the actual cafe, and just off of this is the entrance to the sports bar. We didn't actually make it into the sports bar, but thanks so much to Favor and Rob from Life with Favor for providing us a little footage of their walk around inside the Dream Team sports bar. And then next to that is the Red Frog Pub. Very Caribbean themed, kind of a cool place to chill and hang out. They've got a little stage there for bands and live music, all sorts of games that you can play, and fun special drinks. They usually have happy hours and things like that. Just a cool place to chill for a while and hang out. We also have the card and game room on Deck 2. And as you would expect, you can find cards and games. Well, more games than cards, I think, but just a cool place to sit and play. And up here in the main lounge, you can see I'm sort of pointing out, they have one door, which is Follies, that leads you to the main lounge, and the other door is Firebird, which we'll see in a second takes you down to the comedy lounge. So the Follies main lounge is on Deck 2 with a balcony up on Deck 3. And of course, this is where all of your big production shows will be. And being that we were on an Alaska cruise, there were some seminars and things like that in here as well. Moving down to Deck 1, there is a staircase that takes you down to the comedy lounge. Very chill and swanky down here. So the Punchliner Comedy Club, and this is usually you would have a couple of comedians and they'll rotate out sometime during the cruise, so lots of opportunity to see some funny folks. And we also popped down there to see a movie at one point. They don't have a big screen on this ship as of the recording of this, but they showed movies in that lounge. Now jumping back to the lobby, we just looked at a little bear statue there, and moving backwards you will come to the Alchemy Bar area. They've got a little stage there for live music and lots of cozy seating. And the Alchemy Bar, of course, just a cool place to hang out. It's sort of themed like a doctor pharmacy type of area with the bartenders making prescriptions to cure what ails you. And they have a lot of delicious drinks at the Alchemy Bar. So again, we did not make it inside the nightclub on this trip, but thanks again to Life with Favor for providing a little bit of footage and picking up the slack where we were slack. So professional we are. We were so consumed with Alaska that we forgot to tour a lot of these areas on the ship. Here at the back of the ship on Deck 2 and 3, you will find the Truffles Dining Room. This is your one and only main dining room. The lower level is usually for assigned time, and the balcony is for your time. They had a lot of china patterns and things around the ship, which was really cool to see, actually, and some glass that kind of reminded us of the Chihuly in Seattle. But just a few pans around the restaurant, and it was cool to go around and see the different china patterns. And you know, a lot of people say, oh, it's very old dated decor, but we love the classic feel and the personality of these older Carnival ships. One more shot from a cool glass chandelier looking down from Deck 3 to Deck 2. Now moving forward from the restaurant on Deck 3, you come to the Odyssey Lounge, which is another little lounge. I don't know that we saw it used for that much, but presumably some stuff happens here. And then just off of that, you have the room over to the side that they use for the art auctions and various things. Moving forward again to the Also on Deck 3, you've got the Pixels Gallery, where you can buy photos and photo frames and cameras, and of course they had binoculars stocked for us, being that we were in Alaska. But pretty much anything having to do with pictures, photography, and even a little bit of snorkel gear and stuff like that. We have the fun shops, pretty much two main fun shops on this one. This one was called Portside Liquor and Tobacco, but it also connected to the main souvenir shop. You know, hats and sweatshirts and keychains, magnets, little stuff to take home to the family and say, look, we were thinking about you while we were on our cruise. They've got the $10 table in there full of things that are $10, like earmuffs to stay warm in Alaska, mugs, and just anything that you would want that says Carnival Legend on it. And then across from that, they have the Shiny Store to fill all your shiny shopping needs. Watches and bling bling and perfume in there as well to make your shiny things smell better. That's a thing. We've got Billy's Piano Bar just ahead on Deck 3. This is actually over the sort of red frog area that we looked at earlier on Deck 2. Nice red piano in there, but just a cool spot to hang out. We didn't spend a ton of time in here, but we do love some good piano bar action. They got stools around the piano, cozy booths, and it is a nice chill way to spend the evening. They also still have the chapel on this ship here on Deck 3. The chapel has been removed from some of the sister ships in this class, but it was nice to actually see the chapel still on this ship. Very, very cool. We also have the Holmes Library, and this is, again, just a library, not a library bar, as they have been converting some things to. We were surprised to see they had taken the computer stations out, because they used to have that stocked full of computers, but it was stocked full of books. Now moving to the very front of Deck 3, you'll find two little hallways, one on each side, called the Enchanted Forest Promenade. And it's sort of like a little woodland-themed, hidden-away seating area. And then it leads to this staircase, which actually takes you up to the kids' area, and the Gigabyte Video Arcade on Deck 4. This is really the only public space on Deck 4, up at the very front, sort of. But not the biggest arcade, and they don't have the little ticketing system where you can earn prizes, but, you know, you play games to have fun, and you earn a good feeling from having played the game. Now, jumping up to Deck 9, we are outside finally, and there are two main pools on this ship. We have the Camelot Forward Pool. This is the one that is, well, you'll see in a second, there's a sliding dome over one of the pools. This is not that pool. This one is fully open air with no dome to slide over it. Here we are coming into the Avalon main pool, and this is the one that they do have the dome they can close for inclement weather, or, in the case of Alaska, cold weather, and still use the pools and hot tubs, and it actually kept it kinda toasty in there when they had that dome closed. So, a very handy feature. Here around that middle pool area, we do have the Blue Iguana Cantina for breakfast burritos, lunch burritos. You just tell them what you want in there. Fully customizable. They make it to order right on the spot, and it is delicious. One of our favorite foods around the ship, the burritos. And moving over to some other folks' favorite food on the ship, Guy's Burgers. We do love us a good Guy's Burger in moderation. But lots of toppings that you can choose from, and they have a full toppings bar where you can really customize this too. But burgers and fries and deliciousness. And onion rings and chili. And anyway, they also have the 24-hour soft serve machines. Of course, soft serve ice cream and pizza being the two things that you can always get 24 hours on Carnival. Moving to the main Lido Marketplace area, this is where you will find your buffet lines. They usually have continental breakfast, or full breakfast buffets too, really, and lunch and dinner buffets. Here's a little shot of the cereal setup. They had already started phasing out the cardboard cereal boxes in favor of those dispensers. And a few more shots of, well, a closed buffet line. I think we were up there early for breakfast. And some samplings of dessert. Drink stations, coffee stations, pretty much anything you could ever want, food or drink-wise, all included. They do have the chopsticks buffet line. No Mongolian wok on this ship, but this is their sort of Asian noodle option. It's just, it changes every day, but it's a nice selection of pre-made things. And at dinner time, it actually changes into the seafood corner, which is kind of their answer to the seafood shack, a smaller version of that. And that is a pay option for dinner. You also have the deli, which is a free option. Lots of sandwiches and hot dogs and things. The salad bar, don't find me there too often, but it's nice to have. And at the very back of Deck 9, I think we skipped over the pizza area, but it was there, we have the Serenity Deck, which is a great place to chill. They do have a nice dedicated pool back there, hot tub, lots of cozy seating, loungers, those little egg chairs, I don't know what to call them, so we'll call them egg chairs, and that is for adults only, 21 plus. There's a bar back there, towel station. Very nice place to just get away from it all. And we watched a few sail-aways from back there in Alaska. Moving up to Deck 10, we have the water slide, which we caught a peek of earlier. No one was brave enough on this trip to go down the water slide for obvious reason, but it looks like fun. Overlooking the Serenity Deck down there on Deck 9 from Deck 10. And moving to the steakhouse, which the deck map says Golden Fleece Steakhouse, but the signage on the wall says Nouveau Steakhouse, so I'm not quite sure what's up. But anyway, it is inside the glass funnel, thus giving it this reddish pink tint from all of the red glass up in the funnel. Very unique. You don't see this type of, really only the Spirit class has this kind of steakhouse up in the funnel, as far as I know, so it's kind of a cool concept. And you do have the glass staircase that you can sort of walk down from Deck 10 to Deck 9 and see all the way down to Deck 2. That's not unnerving at all. Moving to the exterior of Deck 10, they do have there's a walking track and a jogging track on this ship, kind of. So there was some signage there talking about the walking track, and we got some ping pong tables outside, and we did not do a whole lot of outside exploration. So again, thanks to Rob and Favor for giving us a little bit of footage. Here we are peeking into the spa area and the gym. And then also the glass funnel that we talked about earlier, they actually went up to the top outside and looked all the way down into the atrium. This is looking from Deck 11 down to Deck 2. And of course, mini golf. This is the jogging track up there by the mini golf area. And we're closing out with a giant shot of the Colossus of Rhodes as we take our glass elevator down into the lobby for the end of the tour. So dramatic, but we do love those glass elevators and the ships that still have those. So that is it for our Carnival Legend ship tour. Hopefully you did enjoy. If you have not seen the vlogs from our Alaska trip, they are also up on the channel, so please be sure to check those out. If you haven't already, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, become a Paromaniac today, socialize all our media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and until next time, rock on!